Many of you have asked if I would be willing to start filming my progress on my next dollhouse makeover, so I've decided that I would grant your request, and the subject will be this latest dollhouse I acquired on Craigslist about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. This is a beauty. It's made by a company called Real Good Toys in Vermont, and it's called the Newport, although it has, in addition to the base kit, which is this main central section, it has this wing added on this end over here, and it also has a wonderful wraparound porch and gazebo on the front. This is a really nice kit, very well constructed by the previous owner. It's very sturdy too. Real Good Toys is probably the best there is when it comes to dollhouse kits. All of the wood is thick, substantive, it holds glue nicely, it forms well, paints easily. Makes my job much easier. However, as nice as this dollhouse is, it does tend to kind of scream vintage 1980s, which I know is the decade in which the previous owner put most of her heart and soul into finishing this dollhouse. And that's not to say that there's anything inherently wrong with it being dated. Everything is dated. Nothing stays or lasts forever. In this case, however, particularly on the interior, I want to make it over, give it a little more of a classical look to it, get rid of some of the pastel nature which dominates the interior, which you'll see in a minute. But before we go inside, let's just get down to eye level, kind of survey this house from the exterior. So here is our entry, and you see it has a door knocker and mail slot and light. This house is wired, so all of the ceiling lights that you'll see do work, and there are outlets inside affording plenty of opportunity for plug-in electrical lights, which I plan to do with this. So here's a look inside the gazebo and the wraparound porch, which goes the full depth of the house. She also did a very good job of creating the stone foundation, random stone, which is actually a kit you can buy. She didn't individually create those stones. It's really just a process of applying some tape, then smearing this material over it, and before it cures, you pull the tape away, which creates these individual stone effects. However, they're all of the exact same color, and that is not how stone appears in nature. So I do intend to individually paint these stones a variety of appropriate stone colors. This first floor bay unit has stained glass in the windows, and it's real stained glass, by the way, and it's very nice. Looks really nice from the inside. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. If they come out easily, and I hope they do, then I'm probably going to reverse them, put them on the inside. I would prefer to have window mullions in all of these windows, and the stained glass would just be more appropriate as an insert on the inside of the windows. Like I said, hopefully they'll come out easily. If you look along the eaves, or at least along the first floor, you'll see these little eyelet hooks. That's because the previous owner had Christmas lights through these hooks, and they did work. They do work. However, I don't like the appearance of those hooks. I mean, they're a dead giveaway. So I'm going to remove all of them and fill the holes with putty. If you come up to the second floor, here's a good look at one of the typical windows, you'll see that the windows are really nothing but a piece of plastic that in turn has a silk screen grid printed on it. I don't like that at all, so I'm going to go ahead and create actual three-dimensional grids, mullions, and insert them over the printed material. And if you look real close, or maybe you can tell, the window, the plastic actually has a tint to it. Just a little bit of a yellowish hue to it. Not a big fan of that. Don't know if I dislike it enough to try to remove all the plastic and replace with true clear acetate. I'll probably end up leaving them. But I am hoping that by the time I put real grids in these windows, so you won't notice the color of the acetate as much as you do now without the real grids. When you come up to the third floor, you'll see it has the shingle roof, but it's not stained. And I always like to stain my roof shingles, weather it. I mean, a house will have a roof like this that will last for maybe a few months before it will start weathering. So this one definitely needs to be weathered. As I look at these two bay windows on the very top floor, you'll see how they angle back. Instead of being perfectly flat on the top, they angle back. That would not occur in the real world. A lot of people probably wouldn't even notice that. I do. I'm not sure if I'm going to attempt to break those off and make them correct or leave them as is. We'll see, but it is something on my list of things to consider. And on the flat roof sections of the dollhouse, there's sandpaper applied, which is, I suppose, to simulate some kind of an asphalt roof. Nothing wrong with that choice, however, you see the seams. And I don't care for that at all. I would either buy oversized sandpaper so it's all just one piece, or I'd come up with an alternative. But I do intend to remove the sandpaper. Not sure how I will resolve that. I'm even considering maybe having this be a walkout and maybe cutting a door into this sidewall, this shingled sidewall. I would probably feel compelled to slightly raise the guardrail if I do that, but it's something I'm considering. But all in all, considering that the home is, this dollhouse is at least 25 years old, it's really in very good shape. The things that I want to change on it are probably things that the vast majority of people could be fine, comfortable with, and not feeling compelled to change. So here's one overall view of the exterior. And next I will swing it around and we'll take a look at the interior.